Welcome everybody to the Fly the W studio. It's Chris Strub here on a Sunday afternoon. Let's go full to me here real quick. I think this is my first time streaming on Twitch. So if you're watching this sometime in the future, hello. There's an excellent chance that nobody's going to watch this because I don't think what I'm about to try is going to work. So here's what's going on. I am I'm interested in politics, and I remember back when I went to college at Binghamton University back in the early 2000s. I played a game called Political Machine, which was kind of fun. I think it came out in 2004, and every 4 years since then they have introduced a new version of Political Machine, obviously 08, 12, 16, and now just this month, Political Machine 2020 came out. I've been fascinated with the idea of Twitch gaming for a while, but I don't really own a gaming system. That's going to be part of the problem today, is that I own a MacBook Air, and so I was trying to use OBS. That doesn't work with a Mac. Then I downloaded Wirecast. That definitely wasn't working because my computer's just not fast enough to handle it. In fact, as I was trying to load the Political Machine into Wirecast, that wasn't working. So then I was like, wait a second, I can just stream this with Switcher Studio. Let's see what's happening. So again, if you're watching me live on Twitch for some reason, first of all, I have no idea of how to know if somebody is watching live or not. Can you load comments? You can only load comments if it's a Facebook stream, so I can't see your comments in Switcher Studio, so that's interesting. Before I go break everything, again, that's me, Chris Strub. You can find me on the social media channels that I actually know how to use. There's Twitter, at Chris Strub, Instagram, at Chris Strub. And what I'm going to try and do here is we're going to go back to the A-B shot here. So this is my laptop, and I'm going to open up Political Machine. Now the biggest issue that we're going to have here, I think, is going to be audio. So in theory, the audio is going to play from my laptop, and it's going to be picked up by my iPhone, through which I am doing all of this streaming. If you don't know what Switcher Studio is, it allows me to kind of manipulate, and I can use different camera angles. Right, there's the, oh wait, nope, there's my display on my MacBook, or there's my FaceTime camera on my MacBook, and there's also a camera over here that always comes in way too close. But this is the device that I'm using to switch. So I'm able to, I'm going to turn my ceiling fan on because it is warm in here. You can see I can also put lower thirds and things on the screen as we go. But the star of the show today is not going to be the Fly the W studio here behind me. I really am going to try to bring what's on my computer screen to you with this live commentary. So if this breaks right now, don't be surprised. My computer's trying to load all this stuff. Also, the best feedback, the most helpful feedback is going to be whether or not you can actually hear me talk while this game is running. So here we go. I don't even know if it's actually going to load. We're going to give it a shot. Maybe this works. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know if my camera's in a good spot, but I can move it around using Switcher Studio. You can see that, again, I'm using a rather meager, relatively speaking, MacBook Air to game, which is not really recommended. But if it loads, it loads. So far, so good. Looks like we're struggling a little bit. But in theory, I think it's working. Again, I can still put my... what I don't know is it too loud? It's going to be really difficult to... All right, so again, this is the Political Machine 2020. I'm just going to play it, see what happens. Maybe this works, and if it works, fantastic. Again, I wish I could see comments. I don't know how regular Twitch gamers do this. Again, I've never tried this before. So let's see here. Now you're going to see we can choose a political party. Democrat, Republican. You can also choose your difficulty. You can adjust the advanced options. I'm going to see just how challenged the CPU seems. I mean, this game is not... This isn't the most complicated game out there. It's a couple hundred megabytes. But we're going to stick with all the defaults and normal 21 weeks. Starting funds 100%. Random events normal. Now, full disclosure, I did play the game. I played 4 rounds last night with some bourbon. I lost the first 2 and then I won the second 2. So I've already gotten a little bit better, I think, at this game. You can see, you can choose from, what is it, about 12, 13 Democratic candidates here. I'm going to stick with my initial choice here of Elizabeth Warren. And you can see some of her attributes there on the right side of the screen. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Yeah, you can. Normal stamina, warm charisma, intelligent, a tingly media bias. She's an outsider. Where's my camera? Here? I wonder if I shouldn't have used the other. I wonder which camera would be better to use. In terms of the, like, is it better if I'm looking right at it? You can tell that I'm looking at the camera here, or at the computer. But I could switch to this view where I'm looking right at it. Is that better? Probably a little better. All right. All right, you can see we can choose from our selection of Republican candidates here. See some of the different guys. You got Dan Crenshaw. You got W. There you go. You got Rand Paul. I'm going to stick with '45 here. I'm going to stick with Mr. Trump. And you can see his, the word incumbent is spelled wrong over here. But you can see all his attributes and the description. This might actually be working. All right, let's play. Let's load it up. Should I be more zoomed in? Race for the White House is underway. So here's how this game works. You get 21 weeks. You get 21 weeks to travel around the United States and enact some different aspects of a traditional presidential campaign. So, should I zoom in anymore? Should my face be like this big? I really need to shave too. This is what you get. So you can see Liz starts out in Massachusetts. Trump has already made his way to California. So you'll see as each week goes by that we'll both be zigzagging the country. About halfway through, we'll both pick a vice presidential candidate, and then you'll see them traveling around. So you'll see a lot of movement on the map, I hope, if Switcher Studio and Twitch can kind of keep up. Let me take the lower third off the bottom of the screen here so you can see kind of what I'm looking at here. Again, Elizabeth Warren starts with $3 million. The candidates, based on their financial holdings, tend to start with slightly different amounts of money. Obviously not a scientific figure, 3 million on the dot. But at the bottom of the screen, you can also see the, you can build a headquarters. You can give a speech. This is going to be the most important button that you'll see in our strategy here. It's the ideologies, declaring your ideologies throughout the campaign. This is where you do a fundraiser. This is the, what is this one? Oh, creating an ad. And you can see you can choose from all the different things. And then here is where you can hire some operatives. So let's just dive right into it. You can kind of follow along my strategy here. Again, I've never played a game live on a live stream, so we'll see kind of how much commentary I should really be balancing versus just gameplay. I don't really know if I need to talk you through every move here. You'll notice a big part of my strategy is going to be to spend a lot of time in Texas. Yes, even as Elizabeth Warren. That's a big reason why. So you'll find in this game that a lot of your ability to do anything depends on your ability to have money. So these bigger states, you got to kind of milk them as you go along. Now, you can't overdo it. Now here, you see here, over in Alabama, there's a little town hall logo. So you're going to want to go there this week. The town hall logo is going to give you ideology points that you're then quickly going to be able to spend. But I've also found, see, $377,000 will go a long way in this game. That's why we're going to do a couple of fundraisers here. And we'll build the headquarters, and then we'll head over to Alabama and we'll grab the ideology point. And you see, when you run out of stamina, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything else. When you want to move on to the next week, you just click that button in the bottom right-hand corner. Now, by the way, if you're watching live on Twitch right now, I have no idea how to see what you're saying. So if you're watching, thank you. I'm going to show you how to beat the political machine on normal, as I beat it in my third and fourth tries last night. Build that headquarters. Upgrade the headquarters. Definitely different playing on a live stream than it is when you're just kind of playing. One big thing that I've learned in playing this game a few times last night was you don't want to lose the big swing states. That's why you'll see me focus mostly on these larger states here as we go along. And you'll notice I'm going to spend a lot of time in Texas, a lot more than you might think as Democratic candidate Elizabeth Warren. So there you go, Town Hall has appeared. You want to visit to turn stamina into ideology points, which is what we're going to do. That's why we're going to head up to Colorado here. Now, what do you do with these ideology points? You want to spend them as soon as you have them, because these costs that you see, and here's the different ideologies that you can invest in: diversity, social justice, or this one's going to be the environment, protecting the environment. You see that each one of these cost me 3 ideology points, and you can see the effects. The effects are going to be different for each ideology, but your opponent is also trying to build their ideology, and so you'll see throughout the game the screen will pop up and say Donald Trump has invested in this ideology. The cost of your ideologies has just gone up. So you want to buy these now when you can, when they're 3, because if he bought one, the cost for all of them would go up to 4. So the earlier you buy them, the more you're able to purchase. Now I'm going to go with diversity first here. And you see these other main tenets went up to 4 already. These are the sub-ideologies. We'll go ahead and do, say, gay marriage. All right. So we want to try and keep a toehold here in the Midwest. Visiting a state gives you a little bump in awareness. There you go. You can see I'm kicking ass. Another town hall. Now the thing when you're playing against Trump is you want to get there quick, and then you want to try and spend them quick. There you go. You see I've invested ideology points in protecting the environment. And hopefully we'll get some more town hall opportunities. Now, and you can see how blue the map is. I'm really doing pretty well already. But we are going to have to work to defend some of these swing states. We'll go ahead and build a headquarters in Florida. And you see we're doing pretty good in terms of fundraising as well. $3.5 million, that's more than we started with. So pretty soon we're going to be able to go in and hire operatives, which we can go in and just do one now. How about a spin doctor? Now you can look at the polls You can see here I'm actually doing extremely well. You can look at all the different issues and you'll be able to give speeches and run ads based on your stances on these different issues. You can see the single most important issue for voters right now is stopping the coronavirus, which, and you can see this is why Trump is losing right now. Not only have I outspent him from a financial perspective, he hasn't spent any ideology points yet, and those make a huge. I think you can almost predict the winner of each game based on who spends more ideology points. I don't know why in this game my opponent has not spent any yet, but you'll see once he does that his ratings will go up across the board. So you saw that little question mark there in West Virginia and how quickly Trump went and scooped it up. I didn't even get a chance to click before I went anywhere. Now the timing only matters in the context of each week. So Trump is now done moving for the week. He's done doing stuff for the week. It's not a timed game, but you can try and move faster than your opponent. Like if I had seen that question mark immediately and clicked right away, I could have gone and picked up that surprise, which can be a good surprise or it can be a bad surprise. Generally, I've found that there are more good surprises than bad surprises. So you see here, Texas now 53% Republican, 38% Democrat. Now, of course, Texas, with its 38 electoral votes, is hugely important to especially a Republican trying to win. And so what the strategy that I've taken with this game is that I'm going to try and win Texas. So I'm going to give a speech saying that I support stopping the coronavirus. Very bold stance to take. And you can see already my favorability just went up there a little bit, 52 to 40. Create an ad here too. And you can see all the different issues here. These are all listed because I have that headquarters. So I can pick from the different issues. And I'm going to run a negative ad saying that my opponent opposes stopping the coronavirus. And we're going to head back up to, let's go visit Ohio. So now we're 7 weeks in. This is week 8. And you see Trump just picked up that, whatever that was. I saw that question mark in Iowa. I tried to get there right away. He actually beat me to it. I think, in fact, and I haven't played against any other opponents yet, I think Trump actually moves more quickly than some of the other opponents do. So whatever that question mark was in Iowa, I did not get there first. However, you can see that I'm still in a great position here. I'm still losing the coronavirus issue. So we'll go back to New York. I don't know how big a screen you're watching on. You can see the subtle messages scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. Some of them are curiously sarcastic. I am really trouncing the incumbent president right here. Now you'll notice as the game progresses that some of these states are going to become purple, and that means that they're battleground states where awareness for both parties is really high. Right. Now, here's another opportunity to go do a little interview. And there you go. You see now, Trump just purchased his first ideology, protecting the borders. You also see the little notice here, warning the cost of your ideologies has increased. That means the next time I see a little town hall, I'm going to need to get even more ideology points to be able to invest in one. Been invited to appear on the Ben Sharp show. These are kind of fun, so we'll do this. We'll do this real quick. Put a candidate to the test, the media loses its mind, and we wonder about that strange smell today on the Ben Sharp show. Pro-abortion advocates refer to unborn children as a cluster of cells and not being life, but if we found the same cluster of cells on another planet, it will be held as life found on another planet. What is your position on abortion? And then you can choose from the 4 answers here on the right of the screen. I mean, some of them clearly are comical. I mean, I'm going to take a pro-choice stance here. I support a woman's right to choose. The argument for reparations on slavery is nonsense. It has been many generations since any American was a slave. What is your position on reparations for slavery? These are deep issues. I thought slavery was abolished. I am for it. Reparations are not the right path. It's untenable to implement such a policy now. There hasn't been slavery in this country for over 150 years. I'm going to go with reparations are not the right path. And you can see I got a tepid response from the audience there. That slider across the bottom of the screen should move left or right based on how I did. I got a mediocre response there. So here's my town hall in Oklahoma again. I think that's the second one in Oklahoma. You can see some of the different operatives here. Fixer would eliminate one of my opponent's operatives. I'm going to go with Smear Merchant. Let's see what we can do with the ideology. Okay. We'll come out hard against racism. Really, every time you use your ideology points, your ratings are bound to go up. And you can see I'm still in a good position, not quite as strong as I was before. See, my cash is starting to dwindle a little bit. I'm at 2.06 million. I mean, it's still a reasonable amount of money. And California is going to be your best spot to pick up some cash. Now let's stay on our toes here. Let's see if there's something quick. I'm losing a little bit of the screen here, sorry. Come on. I think my computer is struggling a little bit, but I think this is working okay. I don't know, like, does this save on Twitch afterwards? Like, we're gonna find that out too. I'm in this with you. So you see my strategy here of making the Republican defend Texas. And you see I'm not doing as well here. I've actually won Texas before. Let's go ahead and pick another issue. Here's Elizabeth Warren coming out in favor of building the wall. He's still got a 9-point lead in Texas. But you can see by making him defend Texas, he's not going to be able to go to all the other places that he wants to go to. So that is the main reason why I spend so much time here in Texas. And again, we'll come out strong again here in favor of stopping the coronavirus. Come back over to my current state here in real life of South Carolina. Again, if you're watching live on Twitch, hello, my name is Chris Strub. This is my first time streaming on Twitch. I'm using an app called Switcher Studio, which I think is working okay, but I don't really know. I don't have another device on which I can go on and check. Well, I guess I could probably, if I'm not using this camera, I could probably go check it out. Open Twitch.
Sorry, there's something wrong.
Download Twitch. I'm just gonna see if I'm actually live on Twitch. Oh, here we go. Time to pick my running mate. So last night I went with Pete Buttigieg. I also won a race with Amy Klobuchar. I'm also trying on my other device here to trying to download Twitch. Download Twitch.
Okay, searching for Twitch on the App Store.
Let's go with Andrew Yang. Why not? Let's give it a shot here. And see, I've still got a 5-point lead nationally. But again, it's just all about the ideology points, is really all it is. Okay, here's my first question mark. Free political operative in New Mexico, which is always a good thing. And then you can actually move these operatives around. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this operative in Texas. Now you can see my vice presidential candidate is hanging out up there in Michigan. And Trump's vice presidential candidate is Dan Crenshaw. And the VPs in this game tend to just, they just circulate on their own giving speeches. You don't have to move them around. You don't have to spend stamina moving them around. They just kind of do their own thing. One thing that's really weird to me about the vice presidential candidates is, okay, we are live on Twitch. We are in fact live, so that's good. We're 34 minutes in. This is fascinating to me. You can see it actually looks pretty good. Well, you can, oh, there you are. There's a camera. Is there sound?
We are in fact live, so that's good.
Sounds great.
This is fascinating to me.
I'm going to do this all the time. This is awesome.
You can see it actually looks pretty good.
Can I tweet it? That's pretty good. All right, well, I know that we are live on Twitch. I know that this setup actually looks and sounds pretty good, and it's not totally destroying my computer. I'm probably gonna need to stop and plug my computer in at some point. That's not a big deal. So let's keep this gravy train going here. We're gonna go back to Texas. You see, this is the reddest state on the map, but again, by making, I'm clicking on Dan Crenshaw, that's the problem. But by making Trump have to defend Texas, he's not been able to spend the time and the energy in other states. You see, I'm going to continue to try and make this a battleground state, even though it probably shouldn't be. I love that favoring the environment lowers your Republican appeal. So it's just a 5-point lead there for the president now, for the incumbent in Texas. And I'm slipping in Texas. Even with all that I just put in there, I bought an ad, I gave a speech, I still went down a point in Texas. So we're going to start to rethink a little bit here. I do have a pretty healthy lead, and I think that's mostly because of the ideology points that I've spent. So let's keep things moving here. Let's make sure we try and hang on to Florida. Upgrade our headquarters there. I don't like giving up on these states here. You see, we'll go hang out with Andrew Yang in North Carolina. Still got a little bit of a deficit to make up there. Virginia. Looks like we got a really healthy lead there in Pennsylvania. Michigan, turn that into a toss-up again. And this is what I was saying before about the vice presidential candidates. Like, you know, when I had Buttigieg as my VP, I think I lost Indiana both times. And that's one of the things in this game that I think they really could do a lot better is give you a heavier impact for the home state of your vice presidential candidate. I mean, that should be almost like a lock to win that state if you're picking someone, especially from the Midwest like that, you know? Another town hall. Makes a trip to Montana worth it. And there you go. You see he just jumped in, threw his full support behind building a wall. That cost him some ideological points, but that's also going to earn him some points in the polls. See, I'm down 15 points in Georgia. Down 12 points in Texas. You start to wonder whether or not I gotta... So you cannot move the ads, but you can move your operatives. So I'm going to move some of my operatives around here. You can see as I'm clicking on these individual things here. Yeah, you cannot move your ads, but you can move your operatives. So we're gonna give up on Texas here, for better or for worse. There's a big portion of undecideds here in Arizona. We do need cash, though. We're starting to run low. Been invited to appear on the later show with Stefan Coldcut. Welcome back to the later show. The candidates are on the trail and desperately seeking all available votes except for Wyoming. Clever. I like Wyoming. Let's talk about Greta Thunberg. What would you say to children if they asked you what you're going to do about the climate? This isn't the easiest question. I mean, it's obviously one of the bottom two. Not a great audience response there. How important is it for a president to be honest? Okay, pretty good response. See, I don't really know the full impact of appearing on these shows. There you go. Independents warm to Warren. You can see this race is tightening up a little bit. 46 to 44. Now I've still got some moves to make here. I do think with 7 weeks left, we do still need to focus on fundraising a bit. And again, there's really no benefit to fundraising in states that are not California, Texas, Florida, or New York. See where we want to go here. Let's just do a little air travel here. And there's no difference when you're flying. Like last night, I had a town hall appear in northeastern Alaska, and I was down in Miami. And I was like, all right, let's go. And that's one stamina point to fly from Miami to northern Alaska. Same cost to fly from Pennsylvania to Virginia here. Well, we don't want to give up on Kentucky either. But Michigan, I think, is going to be a big state here. This is... Now, I'm only up 1 point nationally right now. That's okay. See, I'm actually losing right now. This would be a big reason why. Quiet because I'm focused. Because I don't want to lose on my first stream. This is going to be a big difference here. Quick stop in Kansas. We've got 10 ideology points. Let's see what we can do here. Now, if I buy one of these 5s, it's going to make the next one 6. So I think we want to go big here with the social justice, go 9. See if that was a mistake. Back up to Minnesota. See, I'm a little short on cash right now. We're gonna have to come back to Texas and do some more fundraising, I think. Ah, he beat me to whatever that was. Damn it. See, I'm almost out of money. He might have me electorally. Arizona's bright red. Missouri, Iowa, Indiana. What state do we want to try and win here? I think we gotta... I'm getting crushed in Ohio. Indiana, West Virginia. We can't lose North Carolina. So let's see what we can do here. And now I'm in debt, which is not good. And now I'm $263,000 in debt. That, remember I told you those question marks can be a good thing or a bad thing? Well, I was deeply in debt a moment ago. I don't think I can go anywhere now. I guess you can play the game in debt. You can see I'm almost out of money. I do need these ideology points. Where are we? Colorado. Oh, and I can't spend them. This game is going to come down to if I do get one more town hall opportunity in the next 2 weeks here, which I probably won't. Then I'll be able to spend those ideology points, and that should make a big difference. If he gets another town hall opportunity in these last 2 weeks, he's got this in the bag. Because I'm out of money too, so I'm going to have to go back. It doesn't do me any good to go to any of these states now. California, Texas, New York and California, I've already got one. I don't know what happens if you end the game in debt. That's probably where we're headed. This is going to be really close. Oh, good. Foreign interference. So how do I give a speech about integrity of the election? God, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose live on Twitch. And my computer's going to die real soon, so I have to plug in the battery. Be right back. Probably should have done this before I started the stream, but whatever. All right, I'm almost out of money. I don't have enough ideology points to go all in on anything. I don't really know where to go. I'm gonna lose. I don't have enough money to do anything. You can see I can look at the different options on the map here. This is behind my webcam. Right now it's saying it's a tie. Oh wait, no, that's the map that's always the map that comes up. This is where you gotta go to see. I'm losing 280 to 258. And it looks like I think he's still going to have more ideology points to spend. If he spends... By the way, look, I have a 4 million popular vote lead. So what state do I have to win here? How many electoral votes in Illinois? 20? I don't know what happens if you finish the race with no money, but that's about what's going to happen to me right here. He's winning in Wisconsin and Minnesota too. Town Hall is huge. Where is it? This is going to be the whole game right here. We don't want to do anything that's going to boost his enthusiasm. We're going with climate change. That might have just won the game for me. This is the problem. Can you still win the presidency if you're in debt? Because I don't want to spend my last few points here fundraising when we're out of time. There's no time left. We got 5 stamina points left. So we're going to figure out carefully where we want to go. Looks like we got New Hampshire. Delaware's leaning our way. Virginia's leaning our way. There's a question mark here in Kansas. Is it worth going? We're down 4 points in Florida, though. All right, there you go. We'll see if that makes a difference in Kansas. It's not going to. What state can I flip by going there here in the last? This is like 2 days before the election. Where do you go? Nevada? It's in the bag. This is it. As soon as I hit play. So you can see here, I'm not even gonna look at the polls, the projections, but you can see that I'm technically up 47% to 45% in what is theoretically the popular vote. This is the closest game that I've seen so far. I'm also $141,000 in debt because I think I moved too quickly through my early cycle of fundraising in Texas and California over and over again. That's really the best strategy, I think, especially in this normal mode, especially when you're Liz Warren and you're not starting with a ton of money. I should have gone up to 6 or 7 million and then worked my way down by buying more ads and stuff like that. But I think the stress of being on a live stream, my first Twitch video, you're about to find out with me. Folks, the fate of our country. We have 4 more years of Donald Trump, or we're going to have the first female president, Elizabeth Warren. As soon as I hit play here, we're about to see. I mean, we got to win New York, obviously. Yep. Pennsylvania's a big one. That's blue. Virginia's blue. Couldn't turn South Carolina. I tried. Couldn't turn Florida either. Yeah. That's a problem. Because there's going to be a lot of red here. And a lot of red out west. Michigan, thank goodness. Did we pull out Wisconsin? No. Did we pull out Minnesota? Nope, we lost. We lost. It's over. It's over right there. Embarrassing. Humiliating. I came in being all braggadocious. I blame Andrew Yang. Sound familiar? I won the popular vote. I actually outspent Donald Trump. But you can see there, I lost the coronavirus issue. I lost on a lot of issues here. Building the wall. See, that's the thing with voter issue, building the wall. Like, do I want to be in favor of building the wall? I don't think so. I mean, I won big on diversity and social justice, but that's not what voters cared about. And this is what I told you at the start of the game. The ideology points. I spent 34 ideology points. He only spent 16 and he still beat me. So this game, and again, there's I think there's 6 levels of difficulty. This is the 3rd highest of 6. So you can go up 3 more levels of difficulty. And I still lost. So, I want to take one more look at the map here. See how we did. How do I zoom out? I don't know how to zoom out. Yes, I know I lost Alaska. I don't really know how to zoom out. But obviously losing Minnesota. Should have gone with Klobuchar. It's a problem with the map. I can't. I'd like to zoom out and show you guys the map again, but. So if I had won, how many electorals in Minnesota? Alexa, how many electoral votes does Minnesota have? Well, that would have been 10. So I still would have lost. Oh well. Well, thanks for watching my very first Twitch stream through Switcher Studio. This has been kind of cool. Again, you're watching Sunday afternoon. It's coming up on 4 o'clock now here in Greenville, South Carolina. another state that I lost. That you saw me trying to sneak in and win South Carolina. Obviously, my strategy to try and make Texas competitive failed this time, although it worked last night. Maybe I should add a beverage this time. It's funny, with the bourbon last night, I was unbeatable. But I think, again, maybe a little too populist with Andrew Yang there. But thanks for watching. Again, this was Political Machine 2020. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I took down my main camera, so we'll have to go with this camera here. Again, you can follow me on social media. Twitter at Chris Strub. Instagram at Chris Strub. And you can learn more about my work at givingdayguy.com or my main website, teamstrub.com. Let me know in the comments, is that what you do on Twitch? If you enjoyed watching this, you watch this all the way through, thanks. And hopefully you can hear me okay too, although when I checked on Twitch, it seemed to be all right. So maybe we'll do this again. Peace out, guys.